Welcome to Getting Started with Lameness Locator. You are now viewing the desktop of the Lameness Locator tablet PC. Lameness Locator currently utilizes a Windows-based motion computing J-Series tablet, so you should already be familiar with many of the Windows 7 functions. On the desktop, you will see the Lameness Locator icon, which you will double-click to launch the program. Next to that is a shortcut folder titled Lameness Locator PDFs, or PDF reports. And this is a shortcut to a folder in your documents that houses all of your Lameness Locator reports that you choose to save as PDFs outside of the Lameness Locator program. And you will be prompted to do so after viewing a report, which will be discussed in later tutorials. You will have the latest version of the Lameness Locator user manual, and you may wish to familiarize yourself with the Motion Dashboard, which is a utility that allows you to change some of the PC settings. Please keep in mind that we do not recommend changing very many of the PC settings. Many of them are specifically set up to run most optimized with Lameness Locator. However, there are a couple things I will point out. If you wish to change the screen brightness, you can do so under Display. There is a dynamic setting that will automatically adjust depending on the light conditions in which you are working. Under Pen and Tablet, you can calibrate the digitizer pen, and this is a quick and easy thing to do, and I do recommend doing it when you first start using the tablet to make sure that it's sensitive to your motion. And if you ever notice that the cursor is off a bit from your digitizer pen, then you can recalibrate the digitizer. The wireless settings, please note that if internal wireless is available on the tablet, it is disabled, and that is so that it does not compete with the external long-range Bluetooth receiver that we provide you that works with your sensors. So both of these should remain unchecked. And the power settings should not be changed, and they should be left on Equinosis optimized. So to launch Lameness Locator, you will double-click, and a user account control window will pop up, and you will click Yes to allow the program. And this is the Lameness Locator user interface screen. You'll notice there are 3 drop-down menus at the top of the screen. The first, Current Sensor Group, and in here you will have the sets of sensors that you have programmed into your computer. And here we have 2 separate sets. You may have 1 set, 2 sets, possibly 3 sets or more, and they are color-coded by label. In the Current Horse drop-down menu, this is your database, so all horses that were entered into the database will appear in the Current Horse drop-down menu. Once you enter a horse and owner into the database, you never need to re-enter that information. You can simply select that horse from your drop-down menu for future data collections. And it's important to note that whatever horse appears in this window will be the horse that data is collected under. In your Actions drop-down menu, you have a few options. The default is Manage Owners and Horses. This is what you will use most frequently. This is where you will add new owners, new horses. You can get to all of your previously collected data, your trials, rerun reports, view reports. Everything can be done from Manage Owners and Horses. If you have an owner that's already in your database and you have to add a new horse, perhaps a second or a third horse down the road, You do not need to re-enter that horse information. You can, however, it's easier to keep them all under the same owner. So you can add new horse directly from this feature. Analyze trial data will take you to the trial list of whatever horse appears in your current horse drop-down menu. And you can review reports, you can rerun analyses, you can generate analyses on perhaps data that you collected previously and didn't run a report at the time of data collection. Archive data for export is a backup feature, and there is a separate tutorial on that. And About Lameness Locator is simply just information on the version of software that you have. So we will have more information on how to enter horse and owner information in data collection and so on and so forth in the following tutorials. The green Go button is your Enter button and will activate your selection from this drop-down menu. Connect to Sensors will allow you to connect and disconnect your sensors via the Bluetooth to the program. This window will provide information on the status, connection status or disconnection status of your sensors. So for instance, if it is trying to connect to sensors and perhaps one of the sensors was not turned on or you didn't have your Bluetooth receiver plugged in, it would provide information on the inability to connect to the sensors. From there you have Start, Pause, and Stop, and the Start button will allow you to get into setting up a trial and also initiating data collection. The Pause button will allow you to pause data collection, and the Stop button will stop data collection. And we'll have more information on that in the future tutorials. 3 channels of information here, and the first one will be information on the head, second one is information on the right front, and third one is information on the pelvis. So once you start collecting data, live raw data signals will be streaming across in each of these channels for each of the sensors. There's nothing about the raw data that will be useful in lameness interpretation. However, it's important to note that data is being collected in all 3 channels, as well as that it is synchronous in all 3 channels, and you will see that in a future tutorial. So that covers our user interface, and we'll get into more detail on entering horse and owner information and setting up trials for data collection in the following tutorials.